Today I'm going over 15 LEGO sets I'm personally not investing in 2023. Let's talk about them. Yes, welcome back everyone to another LEGO investing video, and unlike the other video from a couple days ago, this video will be going over 15 LEGO sets that I'm personally not going to invest in whatsoever unless I get them very, very cheap. Of course, if I get any of these sets for 70% off, of course I will grab them. But here's pretty much 15 that I'm not even gonna look in their direction. Just no faith in them, and I'll go over all my reasons why. As always, not really financial advice, just kind of my pure opinions and stating some facts, of course. And yeah, I'm a pretty avid LEGO investor. If you guys are new to the channel, I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. I don't have the most capital. It's not really my full-time gig, but I am sitting on a couple hundred LEGO sets, that's for sure. I've got a bunch of shelves in this basement, filled with LEGO sets. I'll eventually make a whole tour video on. But nonetheless, guys, let's get into it. This, video will not be including some kind of awkward themes. No friends, no city, no monkey kid. Because I think at that point, I think everyone kind of knows, hey, look, for the avid LEGO investor, those are not themes to really touch. But let's get into it, guys. Starting off with LEGO ideas here, we have 2 of them. First one being set number 21329, the Fender Stratocaster, I guess. All I have next to it is the $120 big red guitar. So this one personally, look, when you're investing in stuff, I think it's pretty obvious. You kind of go for some things that are hype, some things that people are, suggesting. You are looking, for information and in regards as to, what is the best possible investment set. But you're also looking at the fact of, do you personally have any faith in it? Do you actually know what it even is? So unlike this right here, I have no clue what it's based off of. I don't know if it's just a regular guitar. I don't know if it's based off a movie or a show. So look, this one here, I'm not even going to look in this direction. I don't think it's actually sold too well either from what I know. But speaking of not selling well, we're actually moving on to the next one here. 21337, the table football, or also the foosball table. This one, look, I think it's a telltale sign. 30% off of retail under a month after release. I mean, come on. I mean, what other set does that? Straight on Lego.com. It's not just at Walmart. It's not like at Amazon. Lego.com had this guy 30% off in under a month after the release. So, that's already a telltale sign. People don't like the set. And I think, especially throughout the last quarter of last year when it was out, there was a lot of promotions, double VIP, so the people that say wanted to put out that money for it, they probably already did. And another one of those things where I just have no interest in it personally. I have no faith in it, so why would I put my money into it? Next up, Lego Marvel. We only have one pretty obvious one right here, and this is kind of stretching it. I think no one really ever thought to invest in this anyway, but I will bring this up. 10781, the Miles Morales Spider-Man's Techno Trike. So I don't even know this thing existed. When I was going through the retirement list, I saw this thing. I had to actually look it up. I'm like, what even is this? And this one, sure, it's a 4+ set. Of course, from Adam, you probably would not want to invest in it anyway. But one thing you do want to keep in mind on, really any set, that's one thing I look for is exclusive minifigures. Even in a set like this, if both those minifigures were exclusive, there's a lot more likelihood that that set will go up in value over time compared to this set when, both the minifigures are not exclusive. So, you have a 4+ set, neither figs are exclusive. This thing's going to sit in the dust for many, many years. So, that's one I recommend, not putting any money into it, of course. Next up, we have Lego icons here. We have 3 of them. First one being the 102-760 Coliseum. And, look, this set, I think on paper, when it was first released, was halfway decent, I think. I think it was actually the largest LEGO set for that certain little time frame of 6 months or so until the next one was released. But, it's cool, but also, one thing, huge box. I'm not a huge fan of it to begin with. It's going to cost a lot to ship, a lot to store. And again, I think for being out for almost, 3.5 years at this point when it does retire, I think everyone that wanted to get it would have gotten it. And again, a couple of these guys that have a lot more capital, a lot more space, are buying up, 20, 30, 40 of them. And, for the few people that say do want them for the next 5 or 10 years, that will be their supply. But, say, some of the more little guys like myself, I don't got the room or the capital, for it. So the Coliseum is not on my list. Next up, kind of the same concept, but even worse. I mean, this thing is just horrendous. I mean, this thing, genuinely, I would probably need 90% off on this. We got 10299, the Real Madrid Stadium. So, like all these stadium sets, I think, they definitely hit a certain demographic in other countries. They're definitely not meant for the USA market, and it kind of, shows for it because a lot of these stadiums just don't sell well. They go on, clearance, they go on sale from Lego, at least in the USA, because, again, we just have to admit, I mean, a lot of us just don't care about all this type of stuff, in the USA. We don't care about, real soccer, real football, some of these other countries. Not saying it's a bad thing or all, but I would just say, the mass majority of the USA would just not mind it, would not care about it, would not want to put, $400 out to a stadium. And I'm not too sure if it's this one or a different one, that actually the real life stadium is actually getting remodeled in the next couple of years anyway, where, say, 3 years down the line, I think it's actually this one, I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but who would want to buy the old model of the stadium when the new remodel happens? So again, no hate towards, football or soccer, whatever you want to call it, but just for me, again, the space, the money, the hype around it, just not for me. And then next up, the last one on icons. I've yet to ever still know what this is from. There was, I guess, a little hype around it when it first came out. I guess when it was sold out, it was actually selling for a little bit more than retail. We have 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West tall neck. Again, I have no clue what it's from. I think it's from a video game. Comment down below what you think it's from, but I believe it's $90 retail. And look, I have no clue what it is. All I know is something in the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer looked just like this. So, if it's the Zillow Beast, maybe we can act like this tall neck thing is an armored Zillow Beast from Star Wars. So that's all I can say about that. Moving on, we have Ninjago here, which this is very surprising. This was not retired yet. When I saw this, I instantly put it on this list because this thing's been out for a while. At that point, 2021, 2, and 3. So 3 years, we have the 71738 Zane's Titan Mech Battle. And I think one big reason also why I'm kind of, deterred away from this set as well is because I've gotten this set on sale, like deep sale, multiple times. Like I'll throw up a picture. I actually had like 18 of these at one point that I got for, I want to say like $12 each or $17 each. Part of them out, of course, did pretty well on those. But it's just, look, in my own opinion, they've been out for a very long time. They were hitting pretty much all the Walmart clearances for like a whole season there. Like I think all of 2021 summer Walmart clearance, people were finding them, I think they're $60 retail. People were finding them for 30, 17, 12, 7. I knew some people that got these for $5 each. So I think the market's pretty, just oversaturated on them. I think, again, a lot of people got them for cheap. Some of the investors kept them sealed. Of course, some people probably parted them out, kept them for themselves, but that's personally why I'm not touching this set. Next up, we have Lego DC, also kind of stretching it, but there's only 2 sets retiring, and Lego's only made like 5 DC sets in the past 5 years, so I got to kind of just put it on here. And this is just, quite frankly, a list of just stuff I'm not even going to look at. So 76220 Batman vs. Harley Quinn, little, I believe it's $15 set, just 2 little minifigures there. I guess I should have maybe looked for that Harley Quinn was exclusive, but I think either way, there's enough Harley Quinns out there where I doubt this thing's ever going to do anything too crazy. Lego is really dropping the ball on DC, and it really sucks. Next up, we have Lego Disney. We actually got 2 sets here. The first one being another one of those things where, my gosh, when I saw this on this retirement list, when I kind of took a closer look, I sat to myself and just said, where has this thing even been, let alone how is it not retired for the past couple of years? This is the 41168 Elsa's Jewelry Box Creation. This came out October 4th, 2019. And another one of those things where vivid memories, like this actually kind of brings back nostalgic memories of 2020 Walmart clearance season. Getting these for 50%, 60%, 70% off. And I got a lot of them. I parted them all out, of course. I'm a Bricklink seller primarily. I don't really keep some of this random nitty-gritty stuff sealed too often. I'm mainly just kind of a, I invest in, a good variety of stuff. But, of course, I'm always a Star Wars investor at heart, at first. But, yeah, this one here, I mean, my gosh, coming up on 4 years of being on the shelf, or 4.5 years of being on the shelf, yeah, that's enough for me to say, look, no, get out of here. I mean, I've not even seen it on the shelf for like 2 years, and this might be a typo on Brick Fanatics' end, but if this is actually not retired yet, look, I mean, just don't buy this. I mean, like, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't claim this to be financial advice, but I'm telling you, don't buy it, please. But next up, we have 76830. These are the Lightyear sets here. And look, I never ended up seeing the movie. A lot of controversy around it. However you want to kind of spin that narrative. However you want to, if you liked the movie, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't, kind of thing. But out of all the Lightyear sets, I quite frankly think, look, this is probably the worst one of the bunch here. Cyclops Chase. I think the other two actually have a little bit of possibility for some type of growth. I think a lot of people are kind of passing up on these right now, and maybe we'll get a little wave in a couple of years of people kind of regret not buying them right now. So maybe, the other two, I think it's the Zerg one, and then like I think it's the ZX51 Starfighter, I believe. Those are going to probably be better buys than this little tiny one. Next up, we have Lego Art, just one of them right here, 31206, the Rolling Stones. I've never listened to them. I don't know who they are. I've got no passion around them. I believe, for what it's worth, it's actually sold pretty bad too. So another one of those factors where, you know, look, if people don't want it now, like if no one wants it now, you know, safe to say that not a lot of people want it in the future. So just not where I want to put my money at. You know, definitely not where I want to, you know, put my apples in. You get what I'm saying? I don't want to put my apples in that basket. But moving on to Star Wars, this is probably what you guys all been waiting for. I got 4 sets right here that are just like guaranteed. You know, look, a Star Wars set is a Star Wars set, though, you know, in my opinion. You know, I think for most of us, you know, these definitely have, I guess, a greater chance of doing a little something more than a lot of these other sets on this list. But these are still ones that I got to probably get at least 50, 60, 70% off to even consider. Starting off, we have 75312 Boba Fett Starship. And this one here, you know, look, guys, it's just both the minifigures are not exclusive anymore. They've come out in like 5 sets each. The Boba Fett, you know, no one really likes the Boba Fett to begin with. You know, having a Slave 1 itself, sure, I think maybe there's going to be a little bit of a fan base there for just being able to get a Slave 1. You know, say if this one retails for 40, you grab, or it retails for 50, you grab it for 40, maybe you can sell it for 70 or 80 bucks in a year or two. You know, sure, you're 100%, you know, returning your money on it, you know, that purchase, but I feel like the only reason why people will probably be interested in this one is, say, the people that don't want to spend 120 to 150 on the 20th anniversary Slave 1, which is arguably beautiful. I mean, I'm very fortunate. Again, you guys will see it on the full tour thing. I'm very happy I got 6 of those 20th anniversary ones, because long term, that set is beautiful. Next up, you know, also kind of staying on the Starship stuff. As much as this set means a lot to me, I got this set early. You know, got a, you know, first review out there of it. You know, I don't really mind it as a little build, you know, a little $10 build. I will personally not be buying this set. There's just no reason to. 75344 Boba Fett Starship Microfighter. Again, the minifigure's not exclusive. It's been in 4 or 5 sets. You know, the minifigure has controversy around it to begin with. And again, unless I get it for like 3 or 4 bucks, where it's like, sure, I mean, the Boba Fett's worth that money just to begin with. I will not be buying the Microfighter, you know, itself. Next up, we have 75343 Dark Trooper Helmet. I think the looks on this guy pretty much explains it. Very inaccurate, kind of very ugly, sells poorly now. Dark Troopers out of every single helmet set they've done are the most like irrelevant. You know, the one thing I will say about something like the Dark Trooper helmet is what some of these people kind of say, and look, you know, say 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, if LEGO continues to do these, you know, the helmet series, you're always going to have those people that want to complete the collection. So out of all these sets here, look, the Dark Trooper helmet, if I grab a couple of 50% off, I'll probably do it, you know, but I think, again, you have to kind of just cut your losses at some point. You know, you really have to kind of see where your financials are at. If you're able to put your money into a lot of stuff that's kind of more risky, then go ahead. You know, I think the Dark Trooper helmet would be a nice risky, you know, play, and say give it 5 or 6 years. But, you know, again, the Dark Trooper helmet, if you have, you know, only say a couple $100 you want to invest or that you can afford, this thing, in my opinion, just don't even put it on your list anywhere near it. You know, there's so many other things, even from other themes, that I recommend over this. Next up, we have last up on the list, 75317, The Mandalorian, The Child Brickheads. I sadly have 8 of them I'm stuck with, and look, I mean, if I had to go back and just get my money back, I probably would on all 8 of these. You know, these things have been out for about 3 years now. I've always thought it was even more because they've just been everywhere for very cheap too. And, you know, look, I mean, sadly, I don't think this brickhead's going to 100 or 150 bucks like some of those other ones were, like the Minecraft and stuff like that. I think it's just, look, this guy's going to sit around 25 bucks for the next 25 years. That's all I can say. But that's everything for the list, guys. There's 15 sets that are just like off the bat. I'm just not even going to look in their direction for. If you guys want to check out, you know, 20 sets that I'm personally looking at pretty heavily for 2023, go check it out. I uploaded that video the other day. And as always, guys, leave your thoughts down below of this list. Am I missing something about any of these? I'd love to hear your guys' opinion, and leave your thoughts down below and everything. And I'll see you guys all in the next one, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for you guys later. Bye, guys, and stay safe.